guys, I'm going to be doing a controversial parenting video. Some of the topics are kind of taboo, I guess, aren't talked about a lot, but some of them I'm very passionate about. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Don't mind the bad lighting. It's dark out and the lamp in the apartment isn't very good. But anyways, the first one is pro-life versus pro-choice. I am very pro-choice. I think a woman should have the right to decide what's right for her body and her lifestyle at the time. When I got pregnant with my oldest back in 2007, I almost made that choice, and now I'm very glad I didn't, but I still think it's a great option for those women or young girls that find it necessary for their point in their life at the time they have it done, no matter what the reason being. The next is baby wearing. I love baby wearing. I didn't know about it with my oldest, and I found out about it when my youngest was about a year old. I love the closeness, and it's amazing as long as you're using the right kind of baby carrier, because there's some that are actually harmful to a baby, and are actually really hard on the back. And I'll do another video about baby wearing at a later time, telling you the difference on the different carriers and what's a good one and what's a bad one. The next topic is circumcision. This one is very controversial, and yes, it is up to each parent, but from my own personal beliefs, while my two boys are circumcised, since I've had my second, I've done tons of research and found that it is only a cosmetic procedure. There are no health benefits to having a boy circumcised. There are hundreds of men that hate their parents for having them circumcised when they were infants, and they have problems from it, and are actually trying to regrow, I guess, their foreskin, which is a very long, painful process. So I know if I ever have another boy, that I now know better. When you know better, you do better, is what I believe that each parent should live by, and that each parent should be receptive of any information that somebody is trying to give them on any topic. Excuse me. The next is adoption. I think that's a great choice as well. I would love to adopt, especially, I think it's a great option because one of my really good friends that I've known since I was 8 or 9, maybe a little younger, had to have a hysterectomy at the age of 20, and it was heartbreaking to her, and I know she would make a great mother. So I think it's a great option for situations especially like that, so that she can experience being a mother, because like I said, she'll be a great one someday when she has the chance. The next is baby piercings. I used to think it was cute, not so much anymore, because a lot of times parents take them to places like Claire's or icing or something like that, and they use the guns, which are unsanitary, and they should be taken to an actual tattoo and piercing shop to use the needles, and just have 2 piercers do each ear at the same time. It's much more sanitary and safer, less chance of infection, and also a reason that I don't really like it is I think it should be the child's choice, because I had my ears pierced 4 times by the time I was 8 years old. 3 of the times my ears got infected because I had an allergic reaction. And I really hate that I didn't get the choice when I was younger. I think the first time I chose was the very last time I got my ears pierced. So I was about 8 or 9, and I got them done at Christmas time. It was a Christmas present. And I still have them pierced, to this day. I just don't wear my earrings. Another one is breast milk versus formula. I am very pro breast milk and think that every mother, given very few circumstances, should at least attempt to breastfeed, because any breast milk is better than none. At least do it in the hospital. It's a great bonding experience. I was steered away from it with my oldest, and I kind of regret the people that didn't support me, and told me how bad it was and how much it hurt. With my second, I tried very hard to breastfeed, and he ended up being a little bit tongue-tied, and we didn't figure that out until after our breastfeeding relationship failed because of him not wanting to latch. I didn't have the support I needed. I was being pushed to give him formula, and just a bunch of other factors. So I'm very determined to breastfeed to a year and beyond with my next child, whenever that may be. The next topic is spanking. I don't spank. For me, it's just not an option. I always think there's other options besides spanking, unless it's something very dangerous, like the child trying to run into the road, which I've actually just had that experience with my oldest at preschool. Him trying to run away from me and out the preschool door into the sidewalk into the parking lot. And that was the one time I did spank him, and I felt horrible afterwards, but I felt he needed to know the seriousness of it. And because I'm not a spanker, he knew how serious it was. The next is co-sleeping. While I think co-sleeping can be amazing and a great bonding experience, and it's great for a breastfeeding relationship because that's even more bonding and it's easy to breastfeed, it's not for me. I've done it, and it was a pain in the ass to get my kids out of my bed. I will not do it again. I hated it. You can do what you want, but I don't like it. The next is home versus public versus private versus charter school. I would love to homeschool, but I just don't have the patience, and I know that I don't have the patience. But I don't like private schools because I don't like the fact that they have to wear like uniforms and stuff. But I don't like public schools either. And I have a huge choice to make before my son starts kindergarten next year. He loves interacting with other kids, and I like that. But there's extracurricular activities that he can do outside of school that could help him make friends. I don't like the bullying and how young kids are that are getting into drugs and sex. So I have a huge decision to make before next year on whether I want to homeschool or send him to a public school. I've got to do a lot of research. The next is vaccinations. For my family, I feel vaccinations are not needed. My 2 children I have currently are vaccinated, but I didn't do the research until after. My youngest was vaccinated up until he was a year old, I think, when I started doing the research. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. A situation ended up coming up, and he is fully vaccinated now, but my next child is not going to be vaccinated at all until they're old enough to make that decision for themselves, if they feel they need the vaccination. The next is medicating children. I feel all other options should be explored before medicating kids, like a change in diet and exercise and stuff like that, because I feel a lot of diagnoses are misdiagnosed, like for ADD, ADHD, stuff like that. The next is cloth versus disposable diapers. I love cloth diapers, and if I could have done it full time with my kids before they were potty trained, I would have. It's more expensive up front, but it saves you money in the end. And they're so cute, and they're better for the environment, they're better for the baby's bottom, especially if you have a child that is very prone to like yeast infections and diaper rash. They are amazing. I love them. And will definitely fully cloth diaper my next. The next topic is the cried out method. I feel it's unnecessary because most people feel it's needed for a child to learn how to self-soothe because they're spoiled or something like that. I don't believe, and it's known that a baby can't be spoiled until they're 6 months old, until they're older than 6 months old. And I feel that they will learn how to self-soothe if you comfort them and you meet all of their needs. There's other ways besides the cry it out that you can help teach them to self-soothe. Yeah, I think that's about it on the cry it out. And the last one, it's extended rear facing versus forward facing at a year old. I didn't know better. When I had my oldest, he was forward facing at like 8-9 months old, I think. But he was turned back around at like a year, a little over a year. And he stayed that way until right around his 3rd birthday, when he outgrew the rear-facing weight limit on his car seat, which was 45 pounds. And my current 3-year-old, he is still rear-facing and still has lots of growing room. He's only about 33 pounds at 3, and he has until 45 pounds in his car seat, which I love. So he's got about 10 more pounds, which I think will get him until he's at least 5. And I also believe fully in extended harnessing, because most kids aren't ready mentally for a booster until 5 to 7 years old. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on this as well. But I think that's it for now on the controversial parenting issues. I'll be doing another video here soon about me and my parenting and all of that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.